I'm in a cabin in the woods, meditating on my upcoming move to Bali. I've sold almost everything, but feeling a bit unstable with my decision. As I'm meditating, a thought comes into my head. How bad can it be? And then I correct myself. How bad can it be? Colleen, you're moving to Bali. How great can it get? I jump up from meditating, and I write on a big piece of paper, how good can it get? Underneath that heading, I start writing down things that I know would be happening, but that my life was getting better. One of those things was make out with a sexy man. Unbeknownst to me, that was the start of a torrid love affair. I met Andy in a dance class a week before. He was intelligent, witty, and sexy. I decided to go back. He was there, and we danced. I wasn't supposed to talk to him while dancing, but I asked him, did I see you at dinner last night? He said, no, and quickly followed up with, maybe you're seeing the future. By him saying that, he gave me a gift. A gift for me to be free and me to be sexy. In the past, the likelihood of me accepting this gift was low because I was not enough. But now, I had a decision to make. Was I going to show up not enough and be smaller than I know myself to be? Or was I going to show up sexy, bold, and confident? I chose the latter, and I said back to him, people do say I'm extremely intuitive. This leads to my first torrid love affair guideline, which is one of the most important, self-love and acceptance. I had to love myself in that moment and choose myself fully and not let the story of I'm not enough to dictate my actions. In that moment, I chose love over fear. After class, Andy asked me, when should I take you to dinner? And I said, well, it's going to have to be tonight because I leave town in 3 days and leave the country in 3 weeks. So this leads to another simple but important guideline to a torrid love affair. Someone should be leaving soon. As we sit down to dinner, I realize, oh, we're going to have a conversation. I definitely don't want to talk about the stress I'm under or what we do for work or our past relationships. I want to keep it light, playful, and sexy. So when creating the magic of a torrid love affair, you want to stay in the present moment, not dwelling on the past and not creating a false future. I thought, what would have him feel great around me? I lean into him. So tell me, what are you passionate about? We start sharing back and forth, and the conversation gets racy. And at one point, Andy leans into me, and he goes, you just want to fuck, don't you? I heard him loud and clear, but what came out of my mouth was, what? He got really embarrassed. He was like, never mind, never mind. And I realized at that point, my good girl conditioning was showing. And I tried to recalibrate. I said, oh no, I heard you. I just wanted to hear you say it again. This is the guideline I call become aware and recalibrate. The moment I got aware that my conditioning was running me, I could recalibrate, be sexy, and get back on track. Even though I did not directly answer his question, we both knew the answer. Then we started to create the engagement. If we did, where would we go? How would we do it? How would it go? What would we each expect? This leads to the next torrid love affair guideline. A high level of communication is needed. Most of the time, I live inside my head. I'm making up stories of what is going on, and they are not necessarily the truth. And if I'm doing that, what's probable, so is the other person. That is why straight, clear, and authentic communication is key. After dinner, Andy said he would meet me back at my place. When he came to my cabin, he brought candles, music, and binds one would use to tie someone up. I soon found myself in a quite compromising position, all tied up. Andy whispers in my ear, I own you now. You are mine. No one else can have you. After our session, I asked him, how did you learn all that stuff? And he shares with me that this is the first time he's ever done it, and he's been wanting to do it for a long time. He told me of this memory that he had of an episode of Batman where Catwoman ties Batman up and how it made him feel as a young boy. That evening, Andy took risks and explored his edges, an uncomfortable but beautiful guideline to creating a Torrid love affair. The next evening, I show up dressed up like Catwoman, and I dance for him. I felt crazy. I was like anxious and excited and scared, but I am so alive. And he was awestruck. I called him Batman and tied him up. We laughed and laughed until I pressed my hand firmly on his chest and said, "This is no laughing matter. Don't you see what's going on here? I own you now. You are mine. No one else can have you." When my cat costume had been stripped off and Andy had been untied, he made the most endearing offer to me. "Can I dance for you?" Shocked, I'm like, "Please." As he danced, I actually began to cry. I thought, it could never stay this way. This innocent, this playful, and this free. And again, I caught myself and I said, "Says who? Maybe I am the one who decides. Maybe it's me that is the source of my life and my experiences. Maybe it can be this way forever because I say so." I start to laugh with delight. Andy finishes his dance, I clap, and I look at him like he's the most amazing man in the world. He jumps onto me, looks deep into my eyes, and says, "Has anyone ever barked into your pussy?" No. He said, "Oh, poor baby." As he went down between my legs, the vibrations from the most masculine bark spread throughout my body. And I thought to myself, how good can it get?